Ladies and gentlemen, today is a very exciting day in the world of chess. Whether you play daily, or you play once a week, or you barely play, you just enjoy clicking on chess videos, or on this channel's videos in particular, you probably are aware of the Martin bot. Martin is a Bulgarian man and is the worst chess bot in the world. I have a famous video where I played him, gave him 30 queens, and I still managed to win the game. There is now a bot worse than Martin. I never thought we would see the day, but it's true. The bot is called Polly. However, Polly is a bird, okay? So Martin is only slightly better than a parrot, and I will be playing this bot today, and if you tune in tomorrow, maybe I will pair Polly versus Martin, and we will see who wins between Martin and a literal bird. Now, this month on chess.com, they got pirate bots. They got a bird, a Venezuelan bird, by the way. Why is Polly Venezuelan? Who thought of this? Is this like, am I missing a reference? Then we have Captain Rook from Scotland. Captain Rook from Scotland. Then we've got Pirate, who's from Mexico. And then we have Zheng Yisao, and I have never heard of... This is apparently a very famous Chinese pirate. And then we have a Welsh guy, because obviously. I'm going to start with Polly. We're going to see if I can defeat Bird at chess. This is apparently the worst bot ever. That's what we're going to be taking a look at and investigating today. I'm going to open up with the King's Pawn. We're going to play a couple of games. If you cannot beat Polly, it's time to just delete the chess.com account. I will put a link in the description if you would like to delete your chess.com account or play a game against Polly. This is the Alekhines defense, somehow. I don't know how this bot is already playing some decent openings. Let's attack the knight once again. I mean, it blunders a knight on the literal third move, okay? We have to boot up Polly versus Martin because it's going to be an absolute banger. All right, we are queen checked. I'm just going to block with the bishop, castle soon, like this. I'm expecting it to blunder something or maybe give me a check. Okay, that does nothing. Maybe it's going to take my knight. The move was as sweet as freshly picked mangoes. It also talks like Martin. This is also how Martin speaks. And it takes my bishop, which is defended by two different pieces. Folks, some of you will actually lose to this bot, and that's very concerning. So the bishop is here, rook e1, and unless it castles, it's going to be checkmate in a moment. Okay, that's actually not the worst move in the world. We're targeting the bishop, which is the only thing protecting the king. We are now going to take the bishop. We have an overwhelming amount of material here. We are now going to take on f5, so that when the king comes here, we prevent the escape. Queen e5, and now it's mate in one. No matter where the king moves, it's mate in one move. We have mate here and there. And those are our only two checkmates, as far as I can tell. And we win. Okay, one more game, maybe, with the white pieces. What do we think? What do we think? I'm gonna resign, but I'm gonna start a new game. Is it any better when it plays with white? Let's see. C4 plays the English. Okay, E5. This is a 199 rated bot. It doesn't get much worse than this. Two knights in the middle. Okay, now suddenly it's playing relatively decently. Okay, so far it hasn't blundered anything, which is kind of troubling. Okay, it gave away a pawn. I control that square 3 times. Okay, it's giving me more stuff. When it takes, I'm going to take with check. Wow, it gave me everything. It just gave me every single pawn. And now I make a queen. So my pawn just took all of white's pieces. And a rook. So that was all done by one pawn. Amazing. We will now castle. And I will do a queen and rook battery just like in the... That is an exceptionally bad move. And that is also a terrible move. Now this is a check. I don't want a queen trade. Let's block, get our bishop out. Amazingly powerful move by the bird. It gives away its queen. Fantastic. That wasn't even the best move. And now I need to activate my queen because that's what I'm going to use to deliver the checkmate. There's a couple of legal moves left. Let's take the bishop. And let's give a check. And here we will win soon. Let's get the knight, and this is mate. Nice. That was mate. Okay, I'm good enough to beat a 199 level bot. It is actually worse than Martin. This is completely fascinating. Let's play black against the 650 bot. I think what they did, are you ready for... Oh, it reminds me of SpongeBob. Are you ready, kids? For a swashbuckling game of wits? Sorry. Let's play a Dutch defense against the Scottish player. Little landlubber. All right, I gotta watch it with these accents. Bishop to b4. You can best believe this position has absolutely never been reached. This is garbage. I don't know what on earth is going on. I'm just going to take the bishop. And then I'm going to go here. I'm threatening the pawn. And I take the pawn. And now it's also a fork. Amazing. He keeps calling me random pirate things. I think they weakened the bots to generate more community engagement because the bots used to be really strong at the higher levels. But now, well, the thing is they're weak to me, but I've been playing this stupid board game for 25 years. And maybe some of you will struggle a little bit. I'm just developing some pieces. Gonna go there. I'm targeting the knight. It's defended by the pawn. I'm gonna take the pawn. Obviously, the bot didn't see that. Now I take the knight. We are up material, and we have a really good position. Queen c1 is a fork of the king and the knight. I pre-move this move. Oh, it also hung its rook. I just completely missed that. It's still there. Incredible stuff here from the powerful bots. Guys, if you can't beat these bots, I mean, it's time to get back into the dojo. I really don't have anything else to tell you. Queen e3. And we're gonna sit back, relax here. We're not even gonna touch it. I've got my hands up. I am not making any moves. We are just gonna promote. I think it's actually going to attack my rook. And it's gonna screw everything up. Did I break the bot? What? Is this a bug? It's not moving. If you pre-move too much against the bot, it just stops moving? What? This is incredible. We're still rolling, right? I'm like, did my whole world just freeze? The video is still going on. What is that? What? Undo. I just broke the bot. This is incredible. Oh my goodness. The scenes. What an incredible bug. All right. Well, this gets adjudicated as a win. Can I refresh? Is the server down? Oh, now it made a move. Oh, it was just as easy as that, huh? Okay. Wow, that was incredible. I really thought What? It broke again because I pre-moved? Okay, this is legendary type of stuff. Okay, I'm gonna make a queen, and we are gonna... Incredible. So you just can't pre-move. It just rage quits if you try to pre-move against it. Here, and at least this is the last move I can pre-move. End of the game. I never want to talk to you again, you weirdo. Now, this one's funny. I'm the greatest pirate to ever surf the digital seas. Want to play? Okay, so this is a hacker, right? Like, who decided this was a Venezuelan pirate? This was a Scottish guy? They were like, we need a Mexican cybersecurity expert. Who makes these decisions in the room at the chess.com, marketing and production meetings? I completely fascinating stuff. I'm going to play with white against the hacker. I'm going to play d4. Sadly, there is no Mexican opening, so we just got to do it like this. Let's play the London here. That's what we're going to do. e3, nice and boring, so that the bot can't, trick us or anything like that. All right, knight to f3. c3. Very chill. I'm not gonna pre-move. I'm kind of scared. I'm gonna break the bot again, and now bishop d3. Now, in the London, there are some lines where... Okay, so look, you can wait for black to castle. I'm gonna give you educational content here. I'm taking this way to open up the e-file. Wow. Okay, that is an exceptionally bad move. Now castling both ways is fine. I was going to launch an attack, but if they're going to leave the king in the middle, I guess I will teach you how to attack a king in the center. So there's a king in the middle. That move does nothing. In general, kicking... I feel like it's just going to lose its knight. Yep. That's what these bots like to do. When a king is so stranded in the center of the board like this, there's always different sacrificial ideas. I can almost sacrifice my queen. If I could get my knight to h7, then this, and a knight on h7 would be mate. But unfortunately, I cannot do that, so let's just go here. I am not buffering. Dude, this hangs a bishop 1, 2, 3, and 4 different ways. That was quite literally the worst possible square to put a piece. Who programs these things? Oh my goodness. Please don't dox my bishop. Yeah, dude, don't worry. Okay, now I'm going to take this pawn, and with the king in the middle, you're always looking at just smashing down the center line. This loses in a variety of ways. I can take the rook and then take the queen. That is by far the most natural. The coolest move is to take the bishop with the queen and open this up. But okay, it's rare that winning a rook followed by winning a queen is not good. In fact, I can even take the bishop because this is still pinned. So yeah, we're just winning everything here, and it's looking nice and easy. I'm gonna take the knight, and then I'm gonna use my piece majority to just checkmate. Come back. Okay, you can pick up the rook as well if you want, but there is no need. You can weave a mating net here or just keep giving checks. At some point, you are basically guaranteed a checkmate. King is going to go to a7. Rook is going to go to e7. King is going to go here. I don't have a mate in 1, I don't think, because there's always b5, but I have a mate in 2 with queen c6 and queen b7 and queen b5. And there might be more that I'm missing. Okay. So, yeah, I played a London in this game. I kept it very chill. Everything was in the center. And then when my opponent, did this, I castled, centralized. And, like, basically, if you last, like, 15 moves against any bot on chess.com below 1,000, you're guaranteed to win. The intermediate bots are actually quite interesting. So now I'm going to play Zheng Yi Sao. And this is apparently a legendary pirate from, like, the 1800s. Never heard of this. In the South China Sea. All right, I'm going to play solid against this bot. Somehow I feel like she's a bit scary. Let's play Queen's Gambit declined. Very chill. Bishop e7. Okay, it's a Catalan. I'm going to give a check. And then bring my bishop back to e7. This is one of the lines. I'm going to play a closed Catalan with c6 defending my center. We're both going to castle. So far, the computer's playing like a 2800, which is most unfortunate. I'm going to play a5. This is one of the moves of the position. I don't think this is a move, but it's certainly not a mistake. Let's trade the knight, maybe. I am worried. Okay, h4 is some sort of modern Catalan concept, but I somehow doubt that the bot is going to last much longer playing normal moves. Sometimes the pawn walks up the board. Now I will take... I mean, honestly, I think everything is good, but symmetrical is good. This bishop is now not so strong. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. We just win a pawn, and now white can't develop the knight. That was a very bad move. This is looking free as well. Now, these bots, sometimes the intermediate bots are quite tricky defensively, so we do have to put the game away while it's still... Okay, that just loses a queen. That loses actually a lot of stuff. Queen b2 is an amazingly bad move. So you should avoid moving onto the same diagonal as a weaker piece. Right, my bishop, now anywhere I move the knight, it's going to attack the queen, my bishop. Obviously, my bishop is also protected, which is an important detail. If it wasn't, I would go here, or I'd play the most forcing move. And in this position, I only have one check. But it's a really vicious check, because there's a discovered attack on the queen. And I love how I played knight f3, and the bot said, prepare to defend. Plundered. Yeah, guys, these voice lines just aren't... They're really not cutting it. I mean, I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, but we are, yeah, I'm going to sack the queen for the rook. It's going to probably trash talk me. Yawn, throw it in the pawn. Okay, well, I'm going to take this, and then I'm going to promote my pawn. I'm going to bring my bishop, go here, promote. You can even take my rook. I don't care. Go ahead. Go ahead. Take the rook. I ain't shook. Pin the knight. We take that. I don't want to pre-move. Will I break it if I pre-move? Is the pre-move here also broken? Okay. Okay. Is it broken? Oh. Somehow it's not broken on this one. Only the other one rage quit. That was really funny. Okay. We sack. And now we check. And wherever the king moves, I'm going to put the like this, and then I'm gonna go like this. And we win! Little pre-move action, take the pawn, walk in with the king, and wherever the king ends up, it is just mate on the g2 square. Yes! Boom. And that takes us to the Welsh pirate, the pirate boss. We will give him a game with the black and the white pieces. He is 1850. I do fancy my chances. Let's play the Caro-Kann defense against him, like this. Does he know we're playing the Caro-Kann? Good luck, and I hope you learned something. I hope you learned something. Okay, well, that's already a bad move. The exchange Caro-Kann with a knight on c3 is bad, and a lot of you should... Whoa. So if I take the queen, he's gonna go check. I am up a queen, though. He does know that, right? So if I go here, there is bishop takes. But if I play knight c6... So this bot is just very tricky. Oh, well, if knight c6, there was knight takes, and, like, I would have had to block with my queen, but I just wouldn't have taken the knight. I would have moved my queen somewhere. We'll analyze that afterward. Now I'm just winning. I mean, now I just defend my knight, and I have an extra queen, which is amazing. This is an 1800 level bot playing like this. That's... Chess.com really has no respect for the 1800s. That just doesn't... So it's all tricks. This bot is basically just programmed to play tricks. So, like, now if I take, it's going to take my knight and then take my queen. But if I just take this knight first, that's it. I win immediately. The easiest is probably just queen takes, and then I win the rook. So now I have an extra rook. We have completely unnecessary, by the way. I develop my knight, and I think it's going to play bishop d6. It's almost always looking for ways that you can blunder something. So I'm just going to kick out the bishops and play knight g6. And now I have to beat a bot up a rook, which hopefully I can do. But no promises. That's, yeah, like I said, very tricky. Very tricky. Now, losing a rook for a bishop just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, so we're going to go here. And now just put the rook on e8. But very, very tricky, though. I mean, it's certainly an annoying bot. Rook e7. It's going to go here, probably. He's just completely conditioned and programmed to attack, like, no matter what. So I'm going to try to kick him out. Oh, there's bishop f5. But that doesn't actually... Okay. Now I double up. I control the file. He's not, you know, losing, though. I mean, like, the bot isn't just immediately self-destructing, which is certainly annoying. So let's go g6 and put my knight on f5. That's what we're going to do. Okay, well, that's... I mean, certainly you shouldn't open the board too much. I can play knight f3 check. That's kind of a nice move. Oh, wait. My rook is hanging. Let's go rook e7 first. And now we have knight f3. And now I can go take, knight f3, and that should be game over. We take, and then we have knight f3 check. And what's going to happen now is we're going to give away our knight. The most important detail here is that white doesn't have bishop f5. If white had bishop f5, then they would have been promoting, but now we go rook c8. We win this pawn on the next move. And that's the end of the game. That is how we convert against the bot. We're going to come back, give a check. Oh, I should have just went rook d7. You don't always have to simplify to, like, nothingness. Oh, I wasn't even threatening the pawn. Okay, rook c2, rook on the second rank. He's probably going to take. I'm going to take. He's going to take on a6. I'm going to take. Then I'm going to take. And we win this one quite easily. Put everything on a dark square. Play f5. This bot is also rage quitting. I didn't even pre-move that move. Okay. Sorry, I will not play that fast. I'm sorry, dude. I'll chill. Okay, knight to e2. Check. And now very easy. Plant the rook on a square that's protected and super simple here. h4. Boom. h3. And we're going to win. I can even make a rook, but a queen is much simpler. Queen d1. And as long as you are good at ladder mate here, this should be child's play. Queen b3 is the next move. Boom. And rook a4. And I will play one more game against the bot because I'm curious how it plays with both colors. Let's play with whites. He's Welsh, so let's play in English. I don't know if that would be insulting or not, but I'm playing in English. Okay, so he plays very aggressive, right? He's going to play, wow. Okay, 2 pawns for me to capture. That I will happily, 3 pawns! Okay, but this is just terrible. You can't play a gambit where your king has to come out into the open. I feel like, wow. Let's develop a knight. This can't be bad. And when stuff is so open, generally, you know, you just want to be careful of the opponent's pieces, like how much space they control in the middle. But I'm already threatening to just straight up win here. In fact, I do win. I just fork. So clearly, this bot is just like a maniac and plays really aggressively. But against an experienced opponent who's just gonna, you know, trade the pieces like queen b3. Like when you're up material, oh, I kind of made an inaccuracy. There is knight to b4. When you're up material, you of course should look for trades. And yeah, I had this move anyway. Now I castle, and this is also easy now. These bots are a little easier. Knight into the middle. Let's try to trade more pieces. I'm going to play bishop here, so we're guaranteed 2 pieces coming off the board. I'm going to take the knight. I'm going to take the bishop. I'm going to take the knight, and then I'm going to take this pawn. This pawn's hanging. So now I'm infiltrating on that side of the board. e5 is very vicious. That's just free. There's nothing there. We take that. Let's just make sure to not get back rank mated, so we block the diagonal. King g2, always safe. I can defend that pawn if I want, but really there's no need to be so greedy. e5, and truthfully here, you know, the best way to play is to swarm the king with all your pieces. So something like e6, defended by the bishop, and here even like knight e5, it loses a knight, but then the pawn is going to sneak through. And even though my opponent can go protect, I have a few ways here. Rook e1 would be a tragic move, but this just covers the promotion square very nicely. I queen, I win the rook. And yeah, it looks like against this bot, if you basically just hold your nerves and don't go too defensive, you kind of refute the bad play. I don't know why I'm moving my king. There is no need at all to move the king. Now there are no pawn moves, which means I basically win this game by putting everything on a light square and just pushing my pawn. b4, b5, b6. At some point, he's going to have to give away his bishop, and then we are going to win. Folks, tomorrow I will set up the championship between Polly and Martin, and that is what we are going to do. Rook to d8, b8 queen, take this. Let's take the pawn. I guess he's going to take my bishop. And we're going to win this game the exact same way we won the last one. I'm pre-moving out the whole game. No hands. Hopefully he doesn't rage quit. He rage quit. Nope, he's not rage quitting. He's not rage quitting. I got the hands up. Hands up. We're making all these moves. No hands on the board. Doing my no hands dance. Doing my no hands dance. Beating an 1800 bot without using my hands. Boom. Amazing. And that is how you do it. That pre-move that whole game-winning sequence, like 10 moves out. Okay, these bots are much more fun. You know, I used to make these videos, and then like the early bots would be, I mean, the late bots would be like 3,200. I much prefer when all of them are beatable, and I look incredibly smart in these videos. I put a link in the description to play Polly. If you find Polly is weaker than Martin or stronger, let me know. If there's any secrets that I missed, there's always some Easter eggs. Like, if you play certain openings against some of these bots, they randomly get a lot better. Yeah. That's all I've got for you today. And stay tuned tomorrow. Tune in. Martin versus Polly. The championship for the worst bot on the planet. Get out of here.